folks. So today what we're going to make is a Thai green curry. Now the reason why it's a green curry is because all the vegetables in there are green, and of course it's green Thai curry paste, which is normal. It's going to be vegan, so I'm not going to use any fish sauce. So I'm going to find something to give that extra flavour that doesn't have any animal products in there. We'll have coconut milk in there, but just a little bit. We don't want to overload it with calories either. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start by making our paste. So in here we have some green chilli, some ginger, garlic, shallots, lemongrass, some salt, coriander, and I didn't have any kaffir lime leaves, so I'm going to add some extra lime zest in there. They're quite difficult to get. You normally get the freezer section of some Asian shops, but I couldn't get them. And then a green chili pepper. Now, normally for your paste, you would add a little bit of fish sauce. Because this is vegan, I'm not going to do that. So what I've done is I've torn up some of the sushi nori paper, and that's going to give that umami flavor that you would normally get from fish sauce. And also in there is a little bit of chili flakes. I just want to make it a little bit spicier. Okay, so I'm just going to crush that down. Okay, so now we have our paste made. I'm just going to take you through the rest of the ingredients. Just going to leave that aside for a second. So we have some soy sauce, some sesame oil, got some basil. Now I couldn't get my hands on Thai basil, it's quite difficult really, so I'm just going to use some regular basil and a little bit extra lime, same as before. Some lemongrass. So I got the dry kind. It's nice just to have it in on your shelf. This will last quite a while because it's dried. If you can get the fresh stuff, get the fresh stuff. Just bash it and just stick it into your broth when you get started. So that's the lemongrass. So spinach. I've got courgette, pak choi, which is like a Chinese cabbage, really nice and crispy. Some spring onions. These are the cauliflower leaves that I had left over from a cauliflower dish. So they're just leaves that I just tore off and kept aside. Perfectly edible, really good. Our lime, going to get the zest and the juice in there. 1 green pepper. Spring onions, about half a bunch I'm going to use. Fresh coriander. If you're buying coriander, try and get the pot because it'll last longer. If you get a packet, you only get 2 or 3 days of it. But this, I've had this for about 2 weeks now, and I've trimmed it, and some will grow back again. So then we have the coconut milk. Now I'm going to use kind of half of this coconut milk, and then half of the coconut milk that you use as a milk substitute. The reason being, it's just going to reduce your calories down a little bit, and you won't really notice any difference in flavour. I don't have a stock made, so I'm going to use a vegetable stock cube. And then at the end, I'm going to finish off with some bean sprouts, and we're going to get some tofu in there on the side as well. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I have my wok on the heat, and first I'm going to start with getting the paste in there and let it cook off for about 5 minutes. So just about a teaspoon of sesame oil, just about the same inside. Okay, so now that's cooked down a little bit, what we're going to do is we're going to get some of the coconut milk in there. So a little bit of both the actual coconut milk substitute, which is this one, that's lower in calories, and about half of the coconut cream. So you can already see it's starting to resemble something that you're familiar with, which is that light green colour. So next we're going to get in some lime juice in there. So squeeze about half a lime in there, and just, you can leave the remainder of the lime skin, let it sit in there. And also we're going to get in our basil. So about a handful of basil. As I said, I would prefer Thai basil, but we don't have that, I'm afraid, so we have to work with what we have. Then next I have these ingredients all ready to go. I have my cauliflower stalks. That's the leaves from the cauliflower. You don't need them, but I had them there, so why not use them? Green peppers, courgettes, and then pak choi. Pak choi is roughly chopped. I wouldn't worry too much about it. It is going to break down a little bit. Spring onions, and that's just the rest of pak choi. Now it looks like it's a lot, but it is going to break down. And then at the end, we're just going to get a little bit of spinach in there just to finish it off. So as you can see, it's broken down a little bit already, and now we're just going to get our vegetable stock in there. So I have my vegetable stock in here. Basically what I've done is I've just put it in the mortar and pestle because I'm just going to clean it out basically of all those little bits and pieces of flavour that's been sitting there from the paste. And I was just going to add a little bit to the finished dish. So in with the stock. Go, lovely. And then last but not least, we're going to get the lemongrass in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on like a medium to low heat. Let it cook down. I'm going to give it about 20 to 30 minutes, and that should do it. So while that's just cooking down a little bit, I'm just going to get our rice on. So I have 2 cups of water, nice pinch of sea salt. Then I have 1 cup of rice. It's basmati rice. I normally use jasmine, but I have basmati in my press, so that's what I'm going to use, and that's 1 cup of that. I've washed that about 3 or 4 times, and that's going to wash all the starch off it to make it less sticky once you have it cooked. So when you're washing it, basically at the start, your water is going to be very cloudy when you wash it. You want to see the water become clear. So that took me about 4 washes for it to become clear water. You just carry on until basically you get the clear water, and then you're ready and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm just going to get that rice in now. The rice is almost done. As you can see, it's a pretty brilliant white, and that's because you've washed it 3 or 4 times as well. Not only does it take the starch away, but it gives you that lovely bright white colour. Now, so all we have to do here now is just get in our tofu. So the tofu I got was this organic marinated tofu. Now you can put the silken tofu in there, but it just breaks up quite easily. This is a bit more resilient, so it is going to hold its shape in there. I'm going to finish it off with that and our spinach. But now beforehand, what I've done is I've taken out our lime halves, or lime quarters I should say, and the lemongrass. You don't really want anyone biting the lemongrass. It's there just for the flavour. Take it out when you're just about to finish cooking. The reason I took it out now is because after you get the spinach in there and the tofu, it's going to be more difficult to take it out. If you had a whole fresh piece of lemongrass, it would be fine. You just pull out the whole piece and that would be it. Okay, so here we go. So tofu in, whole packet, and about a good handful of the spinach, maybe like a half a pack. Don't worry that's sticking out over the edge. That's going to wilt down in a matter of minutes. So I've just drained the rice. As you can see how light and fluffy that is. It's not sticky, it's not starchy, and it's going to look great with the Thai green curry. So there you are folks, a Thai green vegan curry.